headlines when he decided to jump up a year and reclassify from the class of 2025 to the class of 2020.
Yes, I remember that. So we have to keep this in mind. His freshman year of college that just passed, he really was supposed to be a senior in high school. He literally went up, not down. He went up. He's supposed to be entering his freshman year of college right now as he's just got done playing Summer League. He's supposed to be getting ready for Duke right now. It's your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. Is Cooper Flagg really worth the hype? They've shut Cooper Flagg down as of late. You know, he had that big 31-point game. They did that with Wemby in the Summer League when he was a rookie. They shut him down when he hit 27, I think the second or third game. They did the same thing with Cooper Flagg. So let's see, is Cooper Flagg really worth the hype?
How do you know when you're watching the beginnings of an all-time great talent? Not just elite or exceptional talent, but the kind of player you could say appears once in a generation. Usually the signs are there. National acclaim at an early age, the masses becoming familiar with your name long before you even step foot on an NBA court, throw in a few viral performances, jaw-dropping physical gifts, a Sports Illustrated cover, and you've got yourself a recipe for what can easily be assumed as the next great NBA superstar.
This is like his senior year, I think, in high school.
The only problem is we are terrible at predicting truly generational talent. For every player that gets slapped with...
yeah, but it's just, you see a guy like LeBron and really think that can be copied. Seeing that same player as somebody else, and that it usually doesn't happen like that.
Label of being generational and lives up to it, there's about 10 more who don't even come close. But what do you call a player who was given the description of generational at 16 years old, went toe-to-toe with LeBron as a high schooler, and was projected to go first overall in the NBA draft 3 years before he was even eligible for the draft? Cooper Flagg has faced some of the highest expectations of any recent NBA prospect, and up to this point has exceeded all of them. But even after becoming one of the most obvious first overall picks in recent draft history, some fans, justifiably, still have their doubts. Opinions ranging from he could be the greatest player of an entire era, all the way to he's one of the most overrated prospects we've seen recently.
Who said
After
that?
missing on numerous alleged generational prospects in recent years, it's clear why some fans are hesitant to give such a hefty label to anyone.
That's why I said I reacted to his highlights in the Summer League, the 31-point game. I said I think he can be something when he gets in the post. You know, LeBron, when he first came in, he could go down to the post, but it wasn't something he was comfortable with. I say when Cooper Flagg gets there and he's in a position to where you're one of the main guys on his team, Kyrie Irving is going to be out for extended period of time, so he gets to show himself more now. I get what you're saying. You don't want to really put too much on it too early, and that's what they did with the super teams. The Suns are supposed to win a championship, remember? They do that in other areas, like teams. Suns supposed to win. The Bucks supposed to win. Yada, 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 and then it doesn't happen. So,
and yet some remain certain that Cooper is generational.
If you in the chat, let me know. I
What
can't see it yet. I'm gonna check it after this.
Talent some say he is, and is he really worth the hype, or are some fans setting him up for the same exact fate other generational talents have suffered? To answer this question, we have to go back long before anyone even knew the name Cooper Flagg.
Right.
Of 2021, a news publication out of Maine wrote a piece about a basketball prodigy who was starting to gain attention not just around the state, but around the country, describing him as a talent they had never seen before. A 6'7", supremely gifted 14-year-old. Local coaches and scouts knew immediately they were onto something special and early, because this would be one of the first mentions of the name Cooper Flagg, a freshman who had yet to play a single game of high school ball, who many agreed they had never seen the likes of. Over the next 2 years, Cooper quickly became a national headliner, transferring to Montverde Academy and rising up the high school rankings. By the end of his sophomore season, it became clear that Cooper was, in fact, a talent unlike anything else in the country. The secret was out. Cooper Flagg may just be next up. A conversation that led to this.
All as hell,
the first mention of Cooper Flagg not just as a great prospect, but as a generational prospect. This came out following a successful summer season where Flagg jumped up national rankings from a 5-star prospect to the consensus #1 player in the country in his class. Like many others before him, the towering propositions about his game and what he might become began to ramp up. But being called generational isn't necessarily out of the norm for prospects of this caliber. However, what is out of the norm is the fact that this article was published on August 3rd, 2023, when Cooper was just 16 years old. At the time, 3 years away from being draft eligible. His incredible physical tools and NBA readiness already putting him in conversations with prospects like LeBron, AD, Zion, and Wemby before he even started his junior season in high school. But turns out that junior season would never come. Because just a week after getting compared to the best prospects of the 21st century, Cooper broke headlines when he decided to jump up a year and reclassify from the class of 2025 to the class of 2020.
Yes, I remember that. So we have to keep this in mind. His freshman year of college that just passed, he really was supposed to be a senior in high school. So it's kind of a knock to people who reclass down. It really just makes them look 10 times worse. But he went up. He was trying to get to the league. That's what his mind said. I'm trying to get to the league. He literally went up, not down. He went up. He's supposed to be entering his freshman year of college right now, as he's just got done playing summer league. He's supposed to be getting ready for Duke right now.
24. The results of Flagg jumping up a class and bypassing an entire season of basketball, he not only instantly became the #1 player in the country against players 1 to 2 years older than him, overnight, he became the favorite to be selected first overall in the 2025 NBA draft. As a 16-year-old who had just finished his sophomore year of high school, the rankings were of course correct. Cooper was still so far ahead of his competition that he was a shoo-in for the High School National Player of the Year just a few games into that season. Projections this bullish and this early are so rare that we've only seen them a handful of times.
Right.
Back in 2001, when NBA scouts were already saying a 16-year-old LeBron was a surefire #1 pick, and more recently with Victor Wembanyama, who was projected to be the first
the Wemby
overall
shit
pick
surprised the fuck out of me.
2 years before he was eligible for the
Wemby
draft.
surprised me.
Outside
I ain't
of
gonna
these two truly once-in-a-generation talents, even the most sought-after prospects do not face these expectations this early in their basketball career. But it was in the following season where Cooper would face
What I like about him, bro, he keeps his game pretty simple.
Early in their basketball career. But it was in
Two
the
dribble pull-up,
following
shoot
season
over the
where
defender.
Cooper
He
would
keeps
face
his game
biggest
simple.
test yet. Prove that he was good enough to still dominate games at the college level. But before he even stepped foot on a college court, Cooper did what no high schooler had ever done before him.
Which was
How
what?
do we know if Cooper Flagg will be able to play at the next level and compete against the best players in the world? Well, because he already played them.
Right, I
Last
saw
summer,
this.
at just 17 years old, Flagg was chosen to be a part of the USA men's select team, a team that would scrimmage LeBron, Steph, KD, and the rest of the Olympic team. A team that hadn't featured a non-NBA player in over a decade and had never featured a high school kid. Now, the best one could hope for this kid going toe-to-toe against the NBA's best.
This was crazy. Like, the level of confidence that this guy has is... I saw this because when they was preparing for the Team USA thing, the level of confidence that he has is... Bro, Cooper Flagg is coming. I really hope, I don't want to put too much on it. Like I said, we got to really wait and see. But when I saw this shit, I said, what the fuck? They got this motherfucker, this nigga said, not a nigga, but bro is 17.
Yeah. Soak in the moment, make the right plays, and just not be a liability. Cooper didn't just fit in. He actually stood out. In a straw poll survey conducted by The Athletic following the training camp, players on the Olympic team were asked who they thought the best player on the men's select team was. The player who was chosen by unanimous decision was Cooper. A team loaded with some of the brightest young NBA talents.
Some NBA players probably
were
bullshit,
that played better
while the 17-year-old kid wasn't.
Than all of them. By the end of the summer, Cooper had already checked off every generational box. He received national acclaim. He was way ahead of schedule in his frame and development to the point where it just wasn't even fair. He went from dominating his class to dominating the country to playing and holding his own against the best players in the world. And of course, he had earned the generation and holding his own against
peep the girl bot right here.
It's the best players in the world. And of course, he had earned the generational label. The next challenge in front of him was college, which at that point wasn't really a challenge at all. As the second youngest player in the entire country, Cooper immediately became the best player in college basketball, putting up 19, 7, and 4 a game as statistically the best offensive player in the country and a top 5 defensive player in the country. His measurables, defensive instincts, and polished offensive game drawing comparisons to Jason Tatum, Scottie Pippen, and Kawhi Leonard. The kid played half of the season as a 17-year-old and won National Player of the Year. But to put into perspective just how incredible Cooper's freshman season at Duke was, here are the top 250 players in college basketball last season, represented by age on the x-axis and
Ryan
box
Davis
plus minus
get drafted?
on the y-axis.
I wonder if he went to the
This
league
chart
or
represents
overseas.
the top 10% of all college basketball players this past season, and it tells the story of what NBA teams are looking for when assessing talent and who stands out amongst their peers. Up here are some of the best players in the country last season. The vast majority of them on the older end of college sports, 22, 23, even 24-year-olds. But the NBA isn't necessarily looking for the best prospects, they're looking for prospects with the most upside, young guys who have the highest ceiling. And this becomes clear if we highlight all 30 players selected in the first round of the 2025 NBA draft. All of these players had great seasons, but what really sets them apart from the other 2,400 collegiate players trying to get drafted is their youth. Look at the top picks in this year's draft, and all of them.
I feel them on that, but it's just like, damn, they're not going to give. It could be a 22-year-old, 23-year-old that's really worthy of being a top 10 pick, but won't get it because the NBA want to focus on, 23 still young, bro.
Are much younger.
Everybody not going to be a 17, 18-year-old person like LeBron and Kobe and them coming into the league, KG and them,
Than their non-drafted counterparts. You could call this the draft zone, a recipe of being elite and extremely young.
Y'all want to
and
watch me
landing
make some
here will
food?
greatly increase your odds of making it to the league. It's not just about being good. It's about being good early and having the potential to get a whole lot better. But if the best prospects in the country are here, where's Cooper Flagg? You guys are not gonna believe this. He's up here, all by himself. A kid that was supposed to still be in high school as by far the best player in the country with the most upside. It is not a stretch to say Cooper Flagg is a generational talent.
Hey, you other players, y'all got to put in some more work. He's supposed to be getting ready for Duke right now. Like I said, y'all got to put in some more work. Y'all can't let Cooper Flagg win Rookie of the Year. It's early. I'm looking at Cooper Flagg, and I'm really looking at Trey Johnson, number 6 overall pick out of Texas. I'm really looking at him. Other guys, I'm still doing my homework on really, but Trey Johnson was really the main person because I was the one who I probably watched the most in college. Obviously, I watched Cooper Flagg, but yeah, y'all got to put in some more work. He's literally supposed to be getting ready for Duke. He's supposed to be at the university right now as we speak for summer training or whatever.
But here's the catch. Despite all of the incredible things he's done over the last few years, and his absurd NBA readiness at a young age and just how much upside he possesses,
fundamentals,
Cooper is not the exception. When LeBron came into the league, we had never seen a prospect quite like him up to that point.
Right.
When Victor Wembanyama was drafted, we definitely had never seen a player like him before. In fact, I didn't even know a player like him was in the realm of possibility. But we have seen players, even recently, like Cooper Flagg, that were just as talented, just about as young, with games just as NBA ready as Flagg's is. And even when we think we know the recipe for a surefire megastar, history has shown us that oftentimes we don't know the difference.
Nah, I put Cooper Flagg. College season, I put his college season over Zion. What he did at Duke, I put it over Zion. I'm sorry. You just gotta really look at this shit. Zion had a great freshman year, but it's just like Cooper Flagg is better. One more in shape. 2, the game is bigger. 3, plays. Both weren't bad defenders. I have to go Cooper Flagg, and I could just see durability with Cooper Flagg.
Between great talent and generational talent. Since 2000, there have been 12 players who were given the label of generational, from LeBron and Greg Oden to Zion and Wemby. Now, for many of these names, similar to Cooper Flagg, their title as generational was accepted, but not by everyone. Like Greg Oden back in 2007, who truly did look like a once-in-a-generation big man coming out of college. Him getting selected over Kevin Durant is about all the evidence you need of that. Same with Zion Williamson in 2019,
Greg
another
Oden got hurt,
incredibly
though, man.
hyped prospect with superstar potential who blew the doors off of college basketball for a
It was
season,
just
but
dumb.
has been completely derailed thanks to injuries. 12 proclaimed generational prospects in 26 years, or about one projected generational talent every other year, is a gross overestimation not just of talent, but how often this kind of talent comes around. Among the true generational talents and the ones who had the potential to be one are the players who were thrown into a conversation they should have never been in. Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis are both incredible Hall of Famers, but still not quite generational. Andrew Wiggins and Ben Simmons looked the part, but fell short by about a mile. Believe it or not, even players like DeAndre Ayton and Cade Cunningham managed to earn the generational label leading up to the time they were drafted.
Not, though.
Of these 12 players, one of them truly lived up to the lofty label, and another one is currently proving he was worthy of the label. The general public predicted 12, and we got 2. No matter how many players we claim to be generational, turns out once in a generation truly means once in a generation. And with Wemby clearly being the guy of this era, we may not be due for another generational talent for quite some time. What are the odds Cooper lives up to the absolute upper end of the ceiling people have placed on him?
I'm tuned into the first game.
No one actually knows. If what a player did leading up to the time of them being drafted told us who they would become in the league, then Zion, Ben Simmons, and Andrew Wiggins would be the face of the NBA right now. The inverse of this is also true. If pre-draft projections were any indication of who a player would eventually become, Giannis, Jokic, and Kawhi would have been written off years ago. We may have an idea of what a player might become, but that's it, an idea. Truth is, some of these once proclaimed generational talents didn't fail to meet their potential. It's likely that they were just never the once-in-a-generation talent some claimed them to be. All things indicate that Cooper Flagg could be a truly transcendent player in the league. Of course, that's if indication meant anything at all. Only time will tell what Cooper's true potential is and if he'll rise up and meet it.
Transcendent? Woo! Don't put too much on him, but you know, I can't wait to see it. Anyways, if y'all like this video, you know what to do. Rest in peace to Kari, X, my grandma, both our grandmas. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Almost at 2,000 subscribers, man. I've been working my ass off, man. Y'all, hey, 4 videos yesterday, a video today, and I'm on stream. I've been working my ass off, man. Y'all go ahead and smash that subscribe button, man. And I'm gone, man. Bam time.